Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Real Deal, and it's Super Bowl Sunday. Now, how many of y'all watching the game? Anybody? Oh boy. All I've been hearing for quite a while now, ever since they announced that the rapper Bad Bunny was performing at halftime, that's all I've been hearing about. I don't even think a lot of people know what teams are playing. The Seahawks and the Patriots, by the way. But all you've been hearing about is Bad Bunny this, Bad Bunny that. And these other alternatives are going to be like, well, there's a Turning Point USA halftime show. Tune into that. Blah, blah, blah. And it's funny because when they announced Bad Bunny was going to be the halftime person, I've heard of him. His music does nothing for me. And this is how it goes. This is what's going on in our society today. There were people out there, and I'm sure of this, that were like, Bad Bunny, I've never heard of him. Well, I don't like that at all. I'm not into that rap music and that kind of stuff, And then all of a sudden Trump's like, I don't like Bad Bunny. How about we do an alternative show where we have other people show up for America? Well, you know what? I like Bad Bunny now. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to go download a Bad Bunny MP3. Do they still make those? I don't know. I'm going to get me one of the CDs. They still make them? I don't know. And I'm going to go and get me a Bad Bunny t-shirt because that's how people are. That's how people are in our society today. This is how bad they are. Donald Trump could go and save a little kid from being attacked by a shark, and there'd be people on the beach protesting, saying that shark has a right to eat. He's out there starving sharks. How dare they? That's how it goes. I personally don't care. Bad Bunny doesn't do anything for me, and I don't like either team. So I'm not watching the Super Bowl. I'm actually taking a break from watching the Puppy Bowl. They're replaying it, by the way, on Animal Planet. I missed it earlier. I was busy. But you know what? The Puppy Bowl is awesome. I saw a little one dog missing one leg, Winona, and she scored a touchdown. And I saw another one. She's missing an ear, a little pit bull. She's so adorable. To me, that's adorable. That's cute. I like that. Now, there's probably somebody right now that heard this. Well, probably not, because most people that listen to me agree with me. But if there's somebody that heard this, like, a pit bull, how dare he encourage pit bulls to be bred? That's wrong. Pit bulls kill people. No. People kill people. And yes, pit bulls can be mean and violent if you raise them that way. Just like when you raise a kid. You raise a kid wrong, you're going to get a bad kid. You raise a dog wrong, you're going to get a bad dog, okay? Anyway, everybody's all about the Super Bowl, but I don't really see a lot of people talking about the game. Most of them are talking about the halftime shows, and there's all this division on that. This is how I feel about it, people. If you want to watch the game, if I like those teams and I'm watching the game, Bad Bunny comes on, I'm going to mute it because I don't like his music. And I'm going to get me something to eat. Or go online and look up what's going on in the world on Facebook or something else, And if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. If you don't like Bad Bunny, you don't have to like it. There's people that don't like what he represents. There's people that don't like, I guess he wears a dress or something. I don't know. But you know what? There's people that don't like that. And they don't have to like that. And then you got the other side saying, you just don't like him because he's Puerto Rican and speaks Spanish, and that's racist. Okay, yeah, that's why people aren't watching. No. And then you're just going to Turning Point because you like Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk this, Charlie Kirk that. That's what's wrong with this world. That's what's wrong with our society here in the United States. All the division, all the hatred over something stupid. So freaking stupid, people. And you got people out there within the past 2 weeks, because Kid Rock's going to be at the Turning Point USA halftime show, and you got all these people that the media put it out there. This song about Kid Rock wrote years ago, and it's got some stupid lyrics in it. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never liked Kid Rock. Kid Rock to me is a white trash piece of crap. Y'all ever watch South Park? Eric Cartman was trying to train to be mentally challenged so he could compete in the Special Olympics because he figured he could win, right? So if you watch South Park, you get this. You know how Cartman is. And while he's training, he was watching a Kid Rock video. I'll never forget that because that was a classic. So he's trying to train how to be mentally challenged by watching that. I agree with him. And I got nothing against mentally challenged people, but I got a problem with Kid Rock. Some of the things he says, some of the things he does. He's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite, man. Remember when the soda was using that one trans person? I forgot the name of them. But remember that? That was a big thing, and he was out there shooting that. No, it was Budweiser. That's what it was. My bad. But his club down in Tennessee was still serving Budweiser. What a hypocrite. And the beer that took over the best seller other than Budweiser was made by Anheuser-Busch. So you're all a bunch of dumb hypocrites, people. That's what's wrong with the world. People don't think. People don't think, but they're quick to judge. And all these people are against Kid Rock, and we know why, because he supports Trump. He's a Republican. So they came out and said, look at these lyrics. And those lyrics aren't anything compared to his Cocky album in 2001. Now, a lot of people don't realize this, but a few years back, he was there with other people playing. They didn't complain then. You know why? Because he wasn't a big Trump supporter. That's the only reason they're doing this. Anything Trump does, they hate. I cured cancer. There's no more cancer. I cured it all. And here's $1 million for everybody. Well, cancer has a right to be here, and $1 million isn't enough. I need $1,001,000. How dare he? That's how ignorant these people are. And they got no problem with Snoop Dogg, right? He's played there before, too. But, if Snoop Dogg was to show up now, they'd be like, oh, well, I got nothing against him. Well, you should, because his lyrics are nasty. And he's a misogynist, man. He said some bad stuff. So here's a song called WCSR. It's track 14 on the Cocky album. And it's Kid Rock. I got the sex rhymes. I'm not going to say all the words to it, but Kid Rock, mother effer, no, I isn't no fag. F bitches, dry, F them on the rag. Okay? Those are some of the lyrics for this song. This was 2001. Why was nobody upset about this? They weren't complaining about him then. I'll F your mouth and leave your ass in debt. Just set the country on the word purse, just to show you how a real pimp works. Those are just some of the lyrics from a stupid song, too. And old Snoop comes in with his sex rhymes. Ain't nothing like beep, beep, beep on my dick. Gross. Word to your mama and your sister, bitch. That's disgusting. But it's okay because he doesn't support Trump. I play hoes like I'm at a football game. I pull my D out and say it's good y'all came. Those are the lyrics, and this song lasts a while. And in the song, they talk about being on a flight with Bill Clinton and tag teaming a chick at 20,000 feet or whatever. They liked Bill Clinton back then, I guess. You're bragging about doing this. It's nasty. It's nasty, people. And the only reason a lot of people are supporting Kid Rock is because he's a Republican and likes Trump. So it works both ways. You got people on both sides. You got people that Trump could give everybody AIDS, and there'd be people saying, well, that's okay. That's all right. That goes both ways, people. He could cure AIDS, and you got one side saying, no way. He could give AIDS, and you got people saying, that's all right. That's the problem, people. Do a little research. Nobody's perfect. The only thing perfect is the word perfect. That's it. Nobody's perfect. Nothing's perfect. There's things that are good. There's things that are exceptional. I have never had a president in my lifetime do wonderful things. I've had a lot of them do some horrible things. Is Trump perfect? No. Is he trying? I think he's trying. I think he's trying really hard. But he's got people standing in his way. And no matter what he does, you're going to have these people standing in his way, protesting, crying, whining, because they don't like him. And they always pull the pedophile crap. He was with Jeffrey Epstein. Man, do you know how many people dealt with Jeffrey Epstein? Epstein was around a long time. He was a billionaire. He dealt in business. So a lot of people are going to deal with him. Doesn't mean you went to his little pervert parties. Now, some of them, yeah, they did some nasty stuff. But if you know the history of Trump and the Epstein stuff, you'd look the other way. But they don't want that. They say, where's the Epstein files? Because they want Trump to be in them. But what's going to happen is they're going to get released and see some of their people in them, like Bill Clinton, who never showed up for court, which is a federal crime, but he got away with that, didn't he? But it was funny because I didn't hear anybody crying about that, except people that want to follow the law. Didn't see anybody on the left saying, well, they weren't upset. Donald Trump doesn't show up for court. He needs to go to prison. And that's what's wrong with our world. And that's what's wrong in our society. Too much division, too much hatred. You know, there's an old saying, and it's on our money. United we stand, divided we fall. And I've never seen the division this bad in a lifetime. I guarantee you, if somebody was wearing a mega hat and got hit by a car, people wouldn't help them. It's horrible. It's horrible. You see these people out there waving their little flags, protesting. Those flags are made in China. They can't even tell you anything about America. They don't know anything. They don't even know whether we're a democratic society, a Republican society, a republic. They don't know. They don't know. And the signs they hold when they protest pretty much say, hooray for my side. Because they're selfish and that's all they care about, people. So I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl. You know why? Because I don't like the teams involved. I believe the last Super Bowl I watched was probably 10 years ago when the Broncos and the Panthers, both teams I really love, when they were in it. Now, if there was a team I liked, I'd watch it, but I couldn't watch the whole game because I got to get up early and go to work tomorrow. And in this weather, I don't want to take any chances with what I do for a living because I don't want to die. I don't want to get in an accident. I need my sleep. So I'd probably miss out on the game and have to wake up in the middle of the night and see what the score was. That ain't right. I think they should move it to President's Day weekend because a lot of places are off on President's Day. A lot of schools are closed. You got little kids tonight going to have to go to bed at 9 o'clock because they got to get up early to go to school. They're going to miss the game. That's no fun. But here's the deal, people. If you don't like Bad Bunny, don't watch it at halftime. If you don't like the Patriots and the Seahawks, don't watch the game. I quit watching. The commercials aren't any good. Do you know how much the commercials cost? $233,000 a freaking second. That's horrible. And you got people sleeping in the streets in this company. People homeless. People sleeping in the gutters, man. It's just people without houses. People without heat and electricity. And people will sit there and they don't feel sorry for them. But I do. We got to help others, man. And these corporations, you're going to spend $233,000 for 1 second. The commercial's going to be at least 30 seconds. So you're spending $10 million. When you could go spend it $1 million and give $9 million to build some homes and help people. But no, this is what's wrong with our society too, people. And I'm a little upset with this because people don't give a damn about anybody but themselves anymore. We are living in the most selfish of times. And these people that speak the loudest, that sit there with their signs and stuff, they're the worst. They're the worst because they live in their nice homes, in their nice all-white communities, and they don't give a damn about anybody else. They talk a good game, but you don't see them helping anybody, especially a minority. Oh, check this out. I saw somebody make a post on Facebook about the game, and everybody started piggybacking on it. And I didn't even say anything. But somebody accused me of racism. And I'm like, what? Because I made a post later on about racism. And I said there was a big problem with it in this world. And I'm like looking at it and I was like, I wasn't talking about you. I don't know why you think that way. It has nothing to do with anything here. I'm just sick of racism. But they must have been feeling a little guilty. Now, the other day I saw this girl and she was coming out talking bad about Trump and saying all this bad stuff about he's a racist and stuff like this. And I'm like, he's the best friend black people ever had. He's one of the best friends. He's done more for blacks in a day than you've ever done in a lifetime. And she's talking about how diverse she is and stuff. So I was bored and I went through her Facebook profile. She had 2,000 friends, a little over 2,000. I didn't go all the way to the end, but I went through most of them. People, she did not have one person of color friend. Everybody was white. I don't know. Do purple-haired people count? Orange-haired people count? No? Okay, I didn't think so. But you're telling me you're a diverse person and you're calling other people out? You're calling other people out for their racism? You're the racist. You don't do anything to help anybody. Oh, by the way, her house is worth about $500,000. I know the chick. And house is worth about $500,000. She makes a lot of money. She comes from privilege. She never had to work hard in her life. Family gave her all this money and stuff. And she lives in an all-white community. I got more diversity in my house than there is in her community. I got more diversity on my block than there are in most communities. But hey, that's beside the point. But we don't go around bragging about having helped these people, saying, I love diversity. I help black folks. You shouldn't have to brag about it. Just do it. And don't lie. Don't lie. If you're diverse, you would think you'd have at least one black or Mexican friend on Facebook out of 2,000. Give me a freaking break. And that's what's wrong with society. And I'll say this to the end. My last breath, I'll say it. That's what's wrong with this society, people. Everybody puts themselves up on a pedestal. How great they are, but they're not. It's their side. They only want their side to win. They don't care about anybody else's side. They don't care about anybody but themselves, people. That's all they care about. They want division. And the people at the top that are running the show out there, and trust me, they're out there. And you don't even know who they are because you got George Soros out there. There's people out there pulling his strings, people. We'll get to that someday. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. But you got people out there and they're loving this. They're loving it. They want us all to fight one another. I look at it this way. You want to watch the halftime show with Kid Rock and all the country stars and whoever's there? Cool. That's your choice. That's life. I don't like it. I don't like Kid Rock. I don't like a lot of those guys. So I'm not watching it. But if you watch it, I'm not going to criticize you and condemn you and call you bad names. If you want to watch Bad Bunny and you don't want to watch it, I'm not going to criticize, say, you're a Nazi. I always love it when the left calls somebody a Nazi. Give me a break. The left is Nazis, people, plain and simple. But they'll sit there and they say all this stuff. How dare you not watch this? Well, maybe they don't like the music. Maybe they don't like him. They have that right. It's called freedom, people. Freedom's only good for some people, though. Ask them, they'll tell you. They talk a game, but that's all it is talk. Anybody can talk. Talk is cheap, man. My talk is priceless. That's why y'all tune in and listen, because I know what I'm talking about, baby. Because I'm the real deal, and I tell it like it is, man. And I'm going to keep telling it like it is till I'm gone, you know? And I don't see the government silencing me anytime soon. I think there's a lot of them out there that hear what I say and say, hey, he's all right. Let's leave this old boy alone, man. And I like that. I appreciate that. I like freedom. I like free speech. You want to go out and protest, hold a sign? Cool. Go for it. But if you got somebody over here and he's protesting against you, let him. He has that right. So don't get in his face. Don't get in his face and stuff. Oh, you want to know what's funny? I saw this guy. He was at an ICE protest. And you know how they blow the whistle to get them all running? He was blowing a whistle. And they'd all come running to him. And he's like, and they started getting down on him. He said, this is America. I have a right to blow this whistle if I want. I love that guy. He's a good dude, man. I know him. He's cool. I'm not going to tell you who bought the whistles. Anyway, man, I love it. Freedom goes both ways, doesn't it? We have to be united, people. Like I said, you don't want to watch Super Bowl? Don't watch it. I've been watching the Puppy Bowl. That's awesome. And you know what? I'm going to keep watching it. I'm going to watch something. I'm going to listen to music. You don't like my music? Cool, I do. You don't have to like my music. You don't have to like my TV shows. You don't have to like me. But I don't have to like you either. And I don't have to like what you believe in. I don't have to like your religion, your culture. I don't have to like you. I don't hate somebody for the color of their skin. If that's the case, I'll tell you what. More white blonde people have done wrong things to me in this world than any black person ever has. So should I hate every white blonde person? No. When I judge somebody, it's only because of what they've done wrong to me or what they're doing really wrong to others that affects me and others. That's how it's supposed to be. You want to hold a sign saying this, that, something stupid? Cool. You have that right. But I have the right to laugh at you and say something too. I have the right to have a sign. I have the right to post on Facebook. It's called freedom, people, and it works both ways. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, man. So if you're watching the Super Bowl tonight, enjoy. You know, I hope your team wins. If you like Bad Bunny, enjoy the music, man. If you're liking Kid Rock and all that, enjoy the music. To each their own, man. I don't have to like your stuff. You don't have to like mine. but I'm not going to stop you from doing it as long as you're not hurting yourself or others. I say Hashem bless you for that, man. Baruch Hashem. I mean, that's great. Nothing wrong with that. That's why I love America. We have this thing called freedom. I like freedom. Freedom's a word I rarely use without thinking, people. It's a beautiful word. Do we have true freedom? There's no such thing. But we're pretty close. We're pretty good. So let's have that freedom and let's share our freedom with one another. And let's start respecting one another on that, can we? You know, you don't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with you. That's what freedom is all about. But I have the right to do this. You have the right to do that. All right? Can we all get united for a little bit? We're all here for a short time, people. Let's all try to get along, all right? Peace and love.